What's up, guys? It's your boy Geoffrey again. Today we're going to talk about another custom that I did recently. This was a anticipated custom I've wanted to do, so I've done them before in the past when I was younger, but I felt like redoing him, and I'll show you how I did it in like the process and how I made my custom of Big Mac. Yup. Okay, so the first thing I had to do was to get the base, and I chose to get a spare Guardians of Harmony Shining Armor, like a spare one that I got from eBay for only like $10. This one was the loose one that had the floppy joints, because the main one I used for stop motion's in the closet, so I got the spare one, the stunt double one for this custom, because it works perfectly, and the shape overall was perfect, so let's get to it, shall we? The first thing I had to do was take off the tail and then cut off the horn. I used the X-Acto knife to cut off the horn, and surprisingly enough, I'm not sure if anyone knew about this, but the horn is actually part of the mane, while Twilight's horn is part of the actual Twilight figurine and is separate from the mane. So anyways, I took off the horn and then sculpted on the epoxy sculpt, you know, the yoke. I sculpted the yoke out of epoxy sculpt as well as the back part of the mane because it's a new shape. And yeah, sculpting was really easy. I just had to like mix part A and part B of epoxy sculpt, and then I made the yoke. And then I also did the back part of the mane, the first shaved down part of the original back mane to make it look more natural. And then it was on to painting once everything was all cured. Before I had to paint him, I had to like prime up the parts where I didn't want the certain colors like red to show. So I painted the tail and the mane and the yoke first with a little bit of white paint just to make it look like a primer method. And it looks really good because I think it works really well when it comes to helping with making certain colors like red or yellow or even green pop out more to the camera. Like, you know, like it's like eye candy almost, so it's like you gotta make your colors like more looking more accurate to the show, but you also want it to look really good to your eyes like when you're seeing it visually. And overall, let's get to that, shall we? Almost all of the paints used were Vallejo except for the yoke. That was Citadel paint, so getting to the painting, it was really interesting. I decided to focus on the tail first because it's like the easiest step, and it's basically a yellowish ochre color, so it's also used for the mane. Now this part is where it got a little bit more tedious, and what I mean by that is like, because the figurine I got from eBay had floppy joints since it was loose and not in its box, so because it was the spare one, this one had floppy joints, so simply the paint was able to make the joints tighten up a bit, because yeah, so anyways, I painted him with red paint and the yellow paint for his mane, and I also painted up the yoke, and the little silver things on the yoke are silver paint, and I also painted up the fetlocks and the Q mark on both sides, which you will see right here. And here's Big Mac fully completed. Like, I had fun, and I'm gonna showcase him off so you get a better view of him, so stay tuned. And here is Big Mac fully complete in all of his like big red glory. I had a lot of fun making this guy. This is just like a full view of like the apples. I forgot to talk about the key mark, so I'll tell about it here. So doing the key mark, I had to do it like I try to replicate it to what it looks like in the show. So it's not fully accurate because of like the stem leaves, but I did get the seeds in the middle center of the apples, so that's a yes for that. And I did it for both sides, meaning this guy's got 2 key marks, and I will compare him to his sister Applejack, and you know, I think the size looks really good. So if you just want for comparison, here's both of them compared to the version 1 of my OC, just for contrast. So you can be the judge, see on what you think of this custom of Big Mac. So Big Mac, yeah, painting the fetlocks, or the hooves with the fetlocks, that was interesting. I wanted to make it look accurate, because the Shining Armor also had this. So I wanted to give this feature to the Big Mac as well, because I didn't want it to be all red hoof. Like, I wanted it to be like orange hooves, like what Big Mac has in the show. Had to redo the eyes, but I learned it in a way where it doesn't look, you know, bad. I had to repaint the entire thing, iris and pupil, green, and then add the black and white details, and yeah. Also add the freckles. He has all the articulation, it's all the same. But I recommend you be careful if I was using this guy for stop motion. These joints right here, the shoulder joints, like they were like really floppy. Like when I was painting them, they were really floppy. So gotta be careful of that. I might seal them up using like some clear sealer, I don't know. But I think they're pretty durable even without it. It still looks alright. And I hope you enjoyed this custom of Big Mac. This is Geoffrey Samursky signing out, and happy Halloween. I'll see if I can do another Halloween video, but who knows.